Hi guys, Rory here from Your Golf Travel. It's Friday lunchtime. I'm in the Sports Bar and Grill in Farringdon and we're going to talk about, oh yeah, him. That's my colleague Oliver, he's my manager actually. He's approved this, I've been allowed. So we're going to talk about day one at the US Open at Erin Hills. The bets we made, the bets some of us have already lost. The world's best players.
I'm still in it. I've got a chance.
Yeah, you've got a chance. We've got someone else at the table. We might talk to him in a little bit about a bet that he's made, and the course in general, and how it might be a little bit different from other US Opens.
To talk about is just the fact that, you know, it's Erin Hills. It's actually never held a US Open before, so you could say it's sort of a fresh ground for everyone, and maybe that's like reflective in the scores we've seen, because they're a lot lower than what you'd normally get.
Yeah, I mean 7 under in one round in a US Open is pretty unusual. Obviously Ricky played out of the skin yesterday, and the reason why I was doing this earlier is because our friend at the table here has actually got money on Ricky, so he stands to make a bit of a wedge if he continues his form on. And something different as well about Erin Hills, I know there's been a big deal made out of the rough, which is pretty indicative of any US Open course, but they were talking about one of the holes had a 79-yard wide fairway yesterday.
Yeah, but I think like there's a lot to be said for, like, you don't obviously, like, you know, I used to play a lot of golf when I was younger. I'm a 1 handicap, and I have played like courses where if you don't have a target necessarily you can hit it on, it's quite easy to actually get it wider than you would around, you know, a tree line course or what you typically see in US Opens, where you know the rough's punishing, but it's a little bit more enclosed. So, and obviously it's a little bit more open, so definitely you're going to pay the price of the wind. So I think driving like is it's proven to be really hard around there. I mean, obviously Rory struggled massively, not you. There's another Rory.
After he made a big deal before his first round saying if you can't hit it in these fairways then you've got no business being here, and then he hit 5 out of 14 fairways, so gave himself a bit of a kiss of the death there. Maybe not such a good move. But I was surprised and disappointed by Rory. I obviously had him to win if you saw our US Open preview yesterday. So I'm a bit down in the dumps. My namesake's let me down there.
Top 10 players in the world, a lot of them really struggled that you expect to do really well. You know, I would have expected DJ. It looks like it's going to it should play into his hands, because it's all about driving, it's all about, you know, getting around there. And obviously his form this year has been absolutely incredible. But, you know, it's still good to see like the likes for, you know, especially us. We're unsurprisingly massive fans of Lee Westwood in the office. He's just a really good guy, and you know, obviously got the same logo as Rory. So yeah, it's good to see him doing well. Obviously, like 3 under, he's right in the mix.
Missed 1 fairway and missed 1 green. That is ridiculous around a course like that. 7,700 yards.
I think he doubled the second as well. Yeah, so like he played pretty good. But if anyone's interested, definitely have a look at Lee Westwood's Instagram page, because there's a really funny clip of his caddy Billy crawling through the rough. I'm sure Rory will put that in the description below to let you guys have a look at it. But yeah, that was quite funny. Obviously, like taking a bit of fun at the fact that the rough was getting such a bad
rep.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, what was quite interesting is Kevin Na, another guy who
yeah, he had a proper whinge about it, and he had a good score. So I mean, he was really not happy about it before.
4 under?
It's 4 under, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd take that first round of the US Open.
Yeah.
So far, Rory and I think most people actually have got this US Open totally wrong. Should we make some bold predictions? So like, I think like the one which I think is actually going to be almost impossible to gauge is the winning score, because there is a bit of maths that is basically first round leader times 2 minus 2. So it should be 12 under is the winning score.
I think the USGA are not going to like the fact that Ricky tore it apart and shot 7 under. So if they've got sub-air systems, I'm not sure if they do at Erin Hills, they will be turning them on. They'll be drying the course out, because it did look quite soft and receptive.
So Rory, you're a bit of a golfing geek. I think it's important. What is a sub-air system?
Sub-air system basically just sucks moisture out of the course whenever they see the need. So if they want the course to firm up and make it a lot more difficult than it was yesterday, or seemed to be yesterday, they can do that if they have a sub-air system.
Okay.
So I'm obviously going to revise my my winning bet. Rory's let me down there, so I'm going to go with, I'm going to combine 2 of my bets. I'm going to say Lee Westwood is going to win.
What's the line, partner? I like to keep involving you.
And he was also my outside bet at 100 to 1. I'm a bit gutted I don't have money on him, because if he finishes in the top 5 and I had an each way bet on him, that would have been a nice little earner. My top 10 to struggle was Jordan Spieth, and I think he shot a couple over despite playing quite well TC Green, so that was very un-Jordan Spieth-like. So I'll stick with him. Obviously I think he might struggle to make the cut if he has another round like that. You're going to stick with your winning bet.
Yeah, well, I haven't got a lot to change, so I don't think it's going to take that bet now.
So
but yeah, I went with Justin Rose. Actually, Sophie Walker, you guys would have seen in some of the vlogs with Mark Crossfield. She's an old university friend of mine. She also went with Rose, and because she knows a lot more about golf than I did, I was like, well, that's good enough for me. But yeah, he's level par. He's going to have to get, he's going to have to shoot a very good score, and obviously Ricky's going to, and there's a lot of, obviously the rest of the field, because Casey's a great player as well, and he's 6 under. He's got game, so he should be.
I think I read a stat saying he's had the most top 5s in the last X amount of months without a win in the world.
Okay.
So like, he's getting close, he's just not crossing the finishing line. I wouldn't be overly surprised to see that again this week, but it's good to see Paul playing well, obviously. Who was your outsider?
My outsider is 80 to 1 before the. It's probably, to be fair, it's probably similar now, but I have Keimer just because he's won 2 majors. That kind of speaks for itself. There was a little bit of looseness in it that his first major was one in Wisconsin. Obviously, Erin Hills in Wisconsin, so obviously loves the place, must do. But,
speaking of Wisconsin, if you were watching the golf last night, you can't have escaped this fact. Steve Stricker is from Wisconsin. They said that about 100 times last night. I got the picture after the first 20 times I heard it, but
well, hopefully in time they'll hold like the US Open at Gerrard's Crossing, Buckinghamshire, and that'll be very special for you.
I hope Steve makes the cut, because Saturday, Sunday they won't have anything to talk about if he doesn't. Who is your top 10 to struggle as well?
It was actually Rahm, and that
great shout then.
Yeah, I just think that there's a lot of pressure on him, and he's a fantastic talent. He's obviously going to do amazingly well, but again, I just sort of felt like this was potentially a course where you might need to grind it out. You're not going to hit every green. I know a lot of people have, but just the demands off the tee and then into the green, I thought it'd be like quite a lot of up and down and grinding out pars, and that's why I expected Rose to do well, is because he's obviously been there and done that before. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting weekend. I don't think anyone knows really what's going to happen. Clearly Rory and I know nothing, because we've actually looked at what we were going to predict beforehand and done terribly, but fingers crossed anyway.
Right guys, so day 1 of the US Open is done. Play is about to kick off in a few hours time from now. Let us know how your picks went on day 1, and whether you've bombed like we have, or whether you're doing well and you're in the money come Sunday evening potentially. And let us know your thoughts about the course. Obviously it's a little different from other US Open venues, so we'd love to hear what you've got to say about it.
And also, most importantly, do you know somewhere that you might be able to play Erin Hills if you fancy going and doing that? There might be a link there and down.
There's a website. It's this.
And maybe just tell them Rory sent you.
Yeah, say that too.